was killed, 4 other Navy SEALs were injured, multiple civilian deaths, even the destruction of a $75 million helicopter. After that disastrous raid, you might remember that CENTCOM came out a few days later and publicly released a video that they said proved how important and valuable that mission was because it gathered this incredibly important intelligence. They released this video that they said was gathered during that raid. It quickly emerged that that video they released had been around actually for almost a decade. It wasn't picked up in the Yemen raid. It wasn't new. CENTCOM's explanation for why they released it, as this was crucial new information obtained in the Yemen raid, was this, quote, "We thought it was new, but now we know that it was not new." That was weird. That was right at the beginning of the administration. After that, there was also a strange situation in which the Defense Secretary, James Mattis, bragged that the Tomahawk missile strike on that Syrian airbase had destroyed 1/5 of the Syrian Air Force. When he was questioned to back up that information, he conceded that it might not be true, but he said he had made that statement because he had to get a statement out. Okay? After that, we had the debacle of 2 weeks of miscommunication from the administration, what appeared to be outright lies from the administration, including the president himself, the White House spokesman, the national security advisor, the defense secretary, all overtly misleading the public about the location of an aircraft carrier, the location of the USS Carl Vinson and its associated strike group. That we still don't have an explanation for why the White House thought the aircraft carrier and its carrier strike group was going somewhere it was not going. And now, in addition to that, we're now 10 days into this strange story out of CENTCOM once again, where somebody who was not a CENTCOM spokesman nevertheless talked to reporters, identified himself as a spokesman, and bragged about how President Trump was now bombing the bleep out of ISIS, just like he said he would. That's not a very military spokesman kind of statement. It was nevertheless published as the words of a CENTCOM spokesman. CENTCOM later put out a mysterious press release retracting that statement and saying that person was not authorized to speak for CENTCOM. Well, okay, happy to clear that up, but I would also like to clear up how CENTCOM got a fake spokesman for a day. How did that happen? And how are we supposed to know in the future whether somebody is speaking on behalf of the U.S. military as a real person, as opposed to a pro-Trump swearing imposter who we shouldn't trust as far as we can throw? We don't usually have to ask these questions about the U.S. military. We are nearing the 100-day benchmark for this new presidency, but in a very sensitive, anything can happen time for the world, keep your eyes not just on him as an official, keep your eyes on this government that he is running. Because the very serious, important parts of it that we need and expect to be basically competent at placing America where we want to be in the world, those parts of government are doing some weird stuff lately.